Hey everyone, welcome to Breathe and Unpack. I'm Maya, and this is our space to slow down, breathe, and talk honestly about the things life throws at us. Here, nothing is off limits. Relationships, family, work, stress, and personal struggles. Sometimes we'll vent, sometimes we'll reflect, but every time we'll ask, what can I take away from this? You're not just listeners, you're part of our support system. That means we share, we listen, we learn, and we leave the judgment at the door. And if you need to cry or get emotional here, that's okay too. This space is built for honesty. If you've got a story you want to share or something you're unpacking in your own life, email me at breathe, the letter N, unpack at gmail.com. That's breathe and unpack at gmail.com. I might read it here on the show so we can all grow together. And just a quick note, this podcast is about personal opinions and experiences. It's not medical, legal, or therapeutic advice. So take a breath, lean in, and let's unpack life together. Welcome to the support system. As always, we're just exploring here, breathing through what comes up and unpacking it gently at our own pace. Let's take a moment to breathe, settle in, and slowly unpack whatever is unfolding for us today. You ever have those days where nothing is really wrong? Nobody did anything to you, but you just don't feel like talking? Not in a sad way, not in an attitude way. You just feel socially tired. Like even answering a simple text feels like a task. Like the thought of small talk feels like work. That's what we're unpacking today. Because this happens to a lot of us, and most people don't realize what's happening until they're already overwhelmed. A low social battery doesn't always show up dramatically. Sometimes it looks like irritation. You might start feeling annoyed at things that normally wouldn't bother you. Someone talking too long, too many notifications, too many questions. Even background noise feels louder than usual. That's usually your system saying, I need a break, not I hate people. And it's important to know the difference. Because when we don't catch it early, we start snapping at people, avoiding people, or feeling guilty for not being as available as we usually are. But nothing is wrong with you. You're just overstimulated. Some people recharge by being around others. Some people recharge by being alone. But most of us are actually somewhere in the middle. Sometimes we want to be outside laughing, talking, doing things. Other times we want silence, comfort, and space. The problem is life doesn't always match our energy. There are days when your battery is low but responsibilities are high. Work still needs you, family still needs you, people still expect you to answer. And that mismatch is exhausting. And let's talk about the guilt for a second. Because when your social battery drops, you might start thinking, I should text back, I should go out, I should call, I should be more present. But should doesn't refill energy, it just adds pressure. And pressure is the opposite of what your nervous system needs when it's already drained. Psychologists use a term called emotional bandwidth. That's the amount of emotional and mental space you have at any given time. And that bandwidth is not unlimited. So sometimes protecting your peace looks like not answering right away, not picking up every call, not going to every event, not explaining yourself every single time. Not because you don't care, but because you do care and you want to show up properly when you can. Sometimes your social battery doesn't just drop randomly. There are warning signs. You start feeling tired earlier in the day. You start craving quiet. You start feeling overwhelmed by small tasks. You start zoning out during conversations. That's your body asking you to slow down before it forces you to. If you ignore those signs long enough, that's when burnout hits. And burnout is much harder to recover from than simple tiredness. Another thing we don't talk about is how social energy comes in waves. There are weeks where you are outside planning things, making memories, feeling open. And then there are weeks where you just want to be in your own world. That doesn't mean you changed as a person. It means you're cycling through different energy phases. Even nature works like that. Seasons change, activity rises and falls. Humans are the same. We are not meant to be on all year long. Your social battery is also connected to your physical health. If you're not sleeping well, if you're stressed, if your hormones are off, if you're fighting something in your body, your energy drops. And when your energy drops, your tolerance for social interaction drops too. It's not personal, it's biological. Your body will always choose recovery over small talk when it needs to. Recharging doesn't always mean disappearing. Sometimes it means choosing low pressure connection, being around people who don't expect you to perform, being in spaces where you can be quiet, being with someone who understands you don't feel like talking much. Other times it really does mean being alone, doing your self-care, organizing your space, reading, stretching, taking a long shower, listening to music, meditating. Those small things help regulate your nervous system, and once your system feels safe again, your social energy starts to return. So if your social battery has been low lately, don't panic. It doesn't mean you're becoming distant. It doesn't mean something is wrong with your personality. It doesn't mean you're losing people. It usually just means you've been carrying a lot and your system needs a reset, and that's allowed. You don't need to be on all of the time to be a good friend, a good employee, a good partner, or a good person. Sometimes taking space is what lets you come back better. Thank you for listening to Breathe and Unpack. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend, family member, or someone you think could use the conversation. You never know, it might be exactly what they need to hear. I'd also love to hear from you. Email me at breathe, the letter N, unpack@gmail.com. Again, that's breathe, the letter N for Nancy, unpack@gmail.com. Or connect with me on Instagram at breathe, AND, unpack. Whether it's your story, your takeaway, or just a thought you want to get off your chest, this space is for all of us. And just a reminder, this podcast isn't therapy or professional advice. I'm learning and growing right alongside you. These are real conversations meant to spark reflection and support, not replace the help of a professional. We're building the support system together. One breath, one story, one moment at a time. Until next time, take a breath, lean in, and let's keep unpacking.